with Todd. He's one of the guys that has been forever in the alternative investment space. As you know, we're launching our institute. So I want to bring Todd, and Todd will explain what he's doing today, and obviously why he thinks education is a great thing for everybody that is listening to us. Please. Todd, welcome.
So my name is Todd Schwendiman. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Battlefin for our technology and our events business. We work with alternative data all over the world. And one of the most important things is all the growth of alternative data. Everything you can imagine, satellite data, web scraping data, social media data, credit card data. There's about 43 different categories that we cover in data, and about 12 different, basically every gig sector is covered by all this incredible data. So the young people now that we work with, it's amazing how much they can learn about the data, how they can analyze the data. Data scientists, data engineers is probably one of the hottest spaces in the entire education space right now. So I encourage all youth to learn about it and do it. Even my nephew that's in 8th grade, he goes to school, they have a family night, they actually do coding for family night. So even the small kids are now teaching the adults how to do coding and things like that to pull data from all of these sources.
Todd, one of the important things for the people that is seeing us today is, what do you think is the impact of education? Most of these guys has been bombarded by day trade your own portfolio, you can beat the market. You know about risk-adjusted return. You know that probably volatility will come back. So you are having kids, teenagers, but you and I know that the most important part is the executives, the guys that are there and want to retain and secure their job. What do you think education is playing a role, specifically in yourself, in Battlefin, but in the overall space, please?
Yep. So what's happening in the data space as far as education? People are getting information faster and faster. So all of this data, all this alternative data is really replacing the old traditional research. So instead of getting a research report in 3 months about how a company is doing with this data, if you have the right information, the right knowledge, the right programming skills, you can actually pull information and get a day-to-day basis of what's going on in these companies, what's going on with their sales, what's going on with their brand, what's going on with their competitors. So it's not just the hedge funds in the finance area, it's almost every corporation out there now is starting to use data scientists, data engineers to learn about this and to find out how they can get this information faster and faster.
Latin America.
Yep.
You go to Miami. Miami is the gateway of Latin America. We start this in Boston because we have people from MIT and Harvard. But Latin America, as you know, I've been trying for years to put a voice of the alternative investment, now artificial intelligence. We're here at South. Everybody knows Scaramucci, he's a great leader. He invited us to this conference. I think he's the connector, the real connecting person. What do you think about Latin America and why it's important, this connection with Battlefin, New York, Miami, and the Latinos, the guys that are in Peru,
Absolutely.
in Chile, in Colombia, in Brazil, in Panama? Tell them something. This is important for them to listen to you.
Yeah, so really New York and the US has really led the way in alternative data and finding all of this information out, and that's rapidly growing throughout the world. So it doesn't matter actually if you're in Asia or Europe or Latin America. The Latin American markets have the same interest in finding out what's going on with their resources, what's going on with their commodities, what are their consumers doing, what are their people doing, who's going to which shops, what are they buying. All of this information will be drawn through alternative data. And so in the Latin American markets, it's really important that these executives bring on these types of talented youth and educated data scientists to figure out what's going on with their companies, what's going on with the economy and individual companies that are in those regions.
Last thing, entrepreneurship. You've been there.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a mental game. You know, it's extremely difficult. You go like and nobody tells that to mini depression because you don't see advancing.
Yep.
What is your message for the entrepreneurs, for the guys that are there, you know, pushing and pushing and pushing?
Yeah, it's a matter of continuing to get up. It's okay to have failures, to stumble. You'll learn from all of those things. It's difficult to be an entrepreneur. It's difficult to go through those,
Absolutely.
But you have to do it over and over and over again. As long as you keep getting up there and fighting, working very hard, use your brain, figure out all this new information that's coming in, you can be competitive, you can take advantage of it, and you can really do well if you're an entrepreneur. There's so many opportunities. With all of this incredible data coming out of there, there's more and more opportunities every single day about how you can use that and how you can improve your company.
Listen, Todd, I want to invite everybody to the Battlefin events because
Absolutely.
not only you have 5 events or 6 events a year, you are becoming an icon in data. And I think they need to come from Latin America, from Miami to your events, not only to understand data, but to network and to understand what they need to do in order to make sure they are inserting themselves in the market. I thank you very much for this.
Absolutely.
You're one of the first interviews that we're going to do in the whole social media and traditional media. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you, Victor.